Previously on Stargate SG1, we are the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. Yeah, I'm with Nicole.
Hello.
And Evie.
Hello.
And we're playing catch up. Ooh, boom.
My heart.
Ow, and one over the ramp.
I'm still so mad about Reese. I'm still not over it.
I was really
I
expecting
see
from
what
this that we'd see her again.
Yeah.
I want to see what your reaction is at the end of this episode, because it is kind of similar.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be mad. I'm sick of them betraying my replicators. I'm team robot, okay?
Oh my
When the robots take over, I'm on their side.
Thanks for the forewarning.
You are so welcome.
Oh god. So I love when Thor's ship pulls up alongside the Prometheus. You can practically hear Earth's first spaceship saying, "When I grow up, I want to be just like you."
Do you think Thor rocked up and was like, damn, ours is so much nicer than theirs? Like, ew.
I think he had a slight chuckle.
Yeah.
I think he was like, this is exactly what we need. We are going to convert this thing for our team.
Yeah. The inferior conversation, always.
But
Yeah,
they'll
they're
do what
kind of
they
just
have
used
to
to
do.
it at this. They're just used to it at this stage. So, I think according to one person on Reddit, watching Jack's scenes with Thor is like watching a high school freshman who got it over his head with the school production of Romeo and Juliet, which I think is a bit harsh, especially since like they probably used a puppet or a stand-in for these scenes. Like RDA wasn't just talking to the air. He wasn't just imagining where Thor would be.
I'm very excited because this episode features my favorite human from Battlestar Galactica, not a Cylon, Tamo Penniket. Woo.
Yes.
He was
he's a good guy.
Him and Chief were my favorite characters.
Oh, really?
They were.
Okay.
He's a fantastic character. I would agree with that. Yeah.
They just believed in doing the right thing no matter what in the end, and they weren't like really racist towards Cylons even after everything because they were both in love with Sharon, and I loved that.
So I guess let's talk about Thor's master plan for a second. So he says that like they called all the replicators to Hala, right? Yep. So why is there still replicator dominated space to worry about? And why did the Asgard abandon their galaxy if all the bugs were supposedly at this party?
Evie, I don't have an answer for that.
They left their home galaxy?
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, if they're all there on that planet.
Yeah.
They were supposedly like, but not all of them. That's what you're saying, Evie, right? That they're in like replicator, like there's replicator controlled space and there's people on this planet as well. So it's like they didn't all rock up to the party.
I don't know. I just assumed that when they did the whole come forth thing, that it attracted all of the replicators to that one space.
Yeah.
So then it wouldn't be replicator occupied territory. It'd just be a replicator occupied planet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they're just busy resettling.
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly.
Imagine if the Asgard had occupied every planet and of consequence in that relatively small galaxy, and the replicators had ravaged all of them, had eaten through all of them. They would have been like, okay, let's pick that galaxy over there. Thor, you get the humans. We'll see you when we're done.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I really struggle with how the hell they even escaped the time dilation in the first place when we get to it in season 8.
It's quite convenient that
it shouldn't even happen. It doesn't make any sense because like they should be stuck there forever. You know, replicator problem solved. But they want to rip them out in order to add more plot. So I get it, but you know,
just, you know, like easy peasy, you know, we should be home in time for dinner, The Simpsons, and a full night's sleep.
Yeah.
Like, also, if the Tok'ra can like blow up moons, why couldn't the Asgard just destroy their own planet?
Because it's covered in a replicator alloy.
Maybe.
He can't get through that.
Yeah. Okay. So apparently this episode picked up 2 Leo Award nominations, one for Best Director and one for Best Visual Effects.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah.
And it was directed by Andy Makita.
Best visual effects, really?
Mm-hmm.
I I mean, the slow motion scene's really cool. And
The
I guess
slow motion scene is very
some
cool.
of
There
the
is still
brain-
replicators.
some of the
there is
brain
still old school
fondling
back.
is interesting.
The brain fondling. Yes.
What slow
Yeah.
motion scene?
At the very end, when
At
it
the
slow
very
mo's and
end.
it spins around
With
towards
the
them.
time bubble.
That's right.
Yeah, that was cool.
I mean, this is one of the more visual effecty episodes of the season.
I guess it
Up
is.
there
I
with
just
like
have
sight unseen.
trouble like
Mm.
seeing that right now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess you're right. That thing is actually massive, though, isn't it?
It really
Holy
is a big
crap!
ship.
Oh my god. Num num.
Nom nom.
I guess maybe they left their galaxy because it didn't work.
Mm.
Maybe.
I don't
Oh,
know,
Patrick
Evie. Patrick Curry. I'm
As a
trying
matter of
here.
called him one of the
Patrick
prettiest
Curry
bad guys.
so much.
I love him.
I love him too. He's the
so
nicest
pretty.
guy as well. Like
He was also in Battlestar Galactica. He played a
was
drug
in
addict.
Battlestar,
Sure did.
yeah. So he waited for me because I was running late for my photo op at GateCon.
Yeah.
Because I think I was at the SGU talk.
The Stargate Universe one. Yeah, I missed Mike Goku for
Yeah.
the same reason. The Stargate Universe is too captivating.
And we got called away because we'd almost missed our photo ops, and he was just waiting there patiently for me, and I was just like, thank
Yeah,
you so much. You're
absolutely.
the nicest human.
Buy him a drink after that. Next time.
Yes. I'm reconsidering considering reconsidering.
Yeah.
He does, they just don't have any other options at this stage.
I would have loved for Reese to come back in this episode. They were like, hey, look, we revived our queen, and now we've made a bunch of other
Yeah.
people.
I love the look on his face.
Yeah.
Get that ice cream.
And he didn't do it through hyperspace.
No.
Well, guys, move over DoorDash. Thor's got the ultimate contactless delivery
Oh,
service.
jeez.
The lack of Hammond, guys. I'm just realizing, like, where's Hammond at? Didn't see him last episode.
He's in
Not
this
see him now.
episode.
He is,
Good,
yeah.
good.
So Thor has like literally beamed away the last remaining ties to the previous episode,
Yeah, that's
like
it.
the other passengers.
They're all done.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it's like they didn't want to pay them for the next episodes. They were like, get out.
You know, you guys didn't
Stop
want to help
screen.
us at all when an asteroid was, hurtling at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess they kind of make it up to us later. Like they give us all of their tech before
Before
you know.
they,
Yeah.
unalive themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Dear
He talks to,
As
he
we're
talks
flying
to
away
Hammond.
from Earth, you make him
Yeah.
ask permission.
Don't worry about it, guys. And we're not cutting
Oh,
to
I
them
love
because we
that.
need to save money. They're not appearing.
Exactly.
It's funny that Thor took everything and didn't think to take the fridges or the freezers.
Nope.
Well,
What are they
don't
gonna plug it
need-
in?
They don't need refrigeration. Plus, they
I'd
don't need
assume the ship would have some
refrigeration,
plug
so he
sockets in it.
He's got enough going on, like, to
Yeah.
worry about refrigeration.
Don looks good.
Yeah.
He
I like to
does.
smile. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yes. So notice how, like, Jack tells Hammond that only Simmons and the Gorwal died. Like, he forgot to mention Al Martell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I also love this little
Oh, I love this
detail
one.
about Hammond's
Yes.
phone.
The grandchildren?
Wonder how the president feels about being bumped to number 2.
Yeah. Really adorable of Hammond, though. Like, it really says a lot about him.
Oh, the name. Oh. I love this little interaction. It's so
Me too.
adorable.
It really is. Godspeed. Yeah, always. Godspeed. When he-
So I guess the Asgard mothership is above them.
Well, it was they used the
Yeah,
phrase
towing.
towing.
Oh, okay. So it's not
So
in
I
front.
guess it's
All right.
behind them, yeah.
But I'd imagine they're just in
Um,
a really big bubble, together.
Yeah. Well, so this is something I did research. So for those wondering about the ship's name, Prometheus was a titan in Greek mythology who
Yes.
defied the gods
Yep.
by stealing fire from them and giving it to humanity.
And
Damn
So
give it
he
right.
to
essentially
us.
gave humans their first taste of technology and civilization. So it is a pretty fitting name.
It
This
really
is
is,
true.
yeah.
And we missed the Star Trek reference there.
Yeah,
I
not
don't think
calling it the
O'Neill's
Enterprise.
crazy about Star Trek. I mean, he
No,
he
he's
does have
not.
a reference in 1969, but
Yeah.
I mean, in
You wouldn't
Kirk
imagine him being a
reference.
Trekkie.
Yeah.
season 5 with Ascension, he says, "You know me in sci-fi." He's not crazy.
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
No, he's
Neither,
not.
neither is
I-
Rick.
I think he just likes the silly jokes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ben and
June
Jerry's.
Yeah.
June Tamo's interview on Gate, he said that this ice cream scene feels ad-libbed because he can totally picture Chris Judge acting exactly like this in real life.
Exactly. Yeah. The way he just takes the ice cream, and just hands it to him, being like, "You ain't
I
eating my
know.
ice cream."
And the look on his face, like
he
he's
looks like
been
he's about to kill him.
betrayed.
Yeah.
Also,
God, Tilt's having a
if you
great
watch
time.
the ice cream switcheroo,
Oh
in this
yeah, yeah. There's a
scene,
problem. Yeah.
Tilk and Jack trade flavors, but then when
Also,
they
he
set
grabbed
them
the
down,
fork.
it magically
That's all they've
switches
got.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone else has spoons. Why do you
Does
pick up
he?
the one fork? Yeah.
I guess that's true. It's Jack.
Of course, Richard Anderson grabbed the fork.
You can eat ice cream. With
Yeah,
a-
but you
if
shouldn't.
it's like firm enough, you should be able to eat it with a fork.
Ben and Jerry's is pretty darn thick. I would think the plastic
Yeah.
would break if you're not careful.
That's what I thought.
I think the ice cream's probably partially thawed at this point.
Yeah.
Thawed. Partially thawed. So the
Stupid.
puns just write themselves.
You're
Oh,
out.
this is great. And my favorite thing is the way that Christopher Judge just eats like a huge spoonful at the end before he runs away.
Yeah,
Look
of
at him.
course.
Look at him jamming
Yeah.
it. Look, there we go. Yeah. Run. The ice cream heights were definitely different on those two cups.
Oh,
It
for
was like
sure.
Chris Judge
Absolutely.
ate half of one and then had to eat another. I wonder how much he was farting this episode. Because I know they talked about how they would
Oh,
fart
he was very
elevators and
flatulent.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine how much gas was coming out
Probably
then.
something in his diet that he really shouldn't be eating, like lactose.
Yeah. It's a lot of ice cream. Candyman said it's a spork. Was it? I thought it was too pronged to
Maybe
be a
it was
spork.
a spork.
I refuse.
It was a fork.
It was a fork. It was
Yeah.
a fork. David checked. It's a fork.
Had some.
There was no
long
spoon quality
prongs.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was too flat on
Yeah.
its bum.
Much like the Prometheus.
Oh dear, oh dear. It's
The
changed things.
Prometheus is just
How?
a fork in space,
It is just a fork and it's got too many prongs. That's what's wrong with it.
and
You
it's
know?
flat.
Yeah. God, I want to see a picture of just a
So
fork in
the
space.
whole time dilation thing just breaks my brain, but apparently Thor says like time inside the field runs 100 times faster than outside, and then Carter works out that means 1 outside hour equals 4 days inside.
Yeah.
But it gets a bit wonky because Thor says that the whole trip only took a few hours, so even being generous with several, we're only looking at a few weeks of replicated time, not hundreds of years. But honestly, I could not wrap my brain around it yesterday or today, so I'll just
They've been in there
dilation
long enough to figure out how
is
to
a
make
lot.
human forms of themselves.
yeah.
Yeah. And then they're gonna reverse it.
Yep.
Andy Mitch said, I guess I better put my glasses back on. Yeah, look at that flat fork. Look at it. It's so tiny. It looks like it was just
is.
refueling under the
It sure
Asgard
did.
ship.
It
Yeah.
does.
That is such a pretty craft.
Well, not that one.
Right.
Let's do this, guys. But I drank way too much of my drink a minute ago, and I need the loo, and I've never done it. I love
Be
this
my
reading
guest.
theme.
It's your
very
turn.
Cute.
Go for it.
Yarby.
Well, I'm going to say that if you watch Jonas, he puts the loaded P90 back in the crate, which it's not very safe. I think he needs to have he needs to reread the safety protocols.
So we first saw this one in Enemies.
Right. Oh, God. Is this like an effect that they did
It's a light.
like post, or did
Nah,
they actually
you could, well,
just
you
shoot
saw the
the actors with
shadows
this
over them while
light?
they were walking.
Yeah.
So
God, blinding.
I've always wanted to know the story behind this ship because I think it's something that the replicators went and found. I think this is supposed to be the same ship that we saw
Oh.
across the universe. That's why we see it here, so we
okay.
know for sure that, yes, all the replicators are indeed here, because that ship couldn't have been originally replicator designed because it had windows. Whereas the ships
That's
that we see
true.
later are actual spider ships and
Yeah.
ships that spin on the inside and everything else. So I suspect it was the
I
same
kind
one
of
they battled.
yeah, no, that's a good point. I think the planet surface kind of looks like a giant scoop of ice cream, but that might just be me. I think it's just the clouds. The clouds look like they look like ice
These are
cream.
good visual effects too, so it does look like a great big tub of Ben and Jerry's.
And there's the fork sticking out.
Yeah.
I forgot about all this whole sequence, so yeah, this definitely counts too.
Yeah, I just never thought it was that impressive because it's just like one big, like flat piece of land and some clouds. No, it was never really that impressed. But hey, I'm glad they got an award.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you glad, Nicole, that there's a bathroom like literally across the hall from where you are?
Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, I should
So
not have drank that
I
bubble
remember
tea.
the layout of your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, tea will
I
do
forget
that
what
to you
caffeine
every
does to your
time.
bladder.
Yep.
So I have a gripe about the landing struts, but we'll get into that later.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought it was a huge
How
missed
much
opportunity.
later?
Near the end of the episode.
Okay.
Oh, very later. Dan Ben said, I prefer Haagen-Dazs. Me too.
I also like
Haagen-Dazs is
Haagen
better.
Dazs.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ben and Jerry's can be too busy. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like
Same.
too
There's
many
too much
flavors
going
going
on.
on at the same time. Whereas
Interesting.
Haagen Dazs is a bit more plain.
Elegant
But
in its simplicity.
it is very simple. Like it's usually just cream and like some flavoring. Like
That's
it's
how I feel
not
about most
as
of my dessert.
artificial.
When they start faffing about and adding loads of flair, I'm like, get off. No, simple chocolate. Gimme.
Loads of flavor. There
Yeah.
are some Ben and Jerry's flavors that I do like though.
Yeah.
And we haven't had Ben and Jerry's in Australia for very long, so
Oh.
On Ben and Jerry's now. See, I feel like that
He'll
building's
read that
got great
message by the
CGI.
time that they're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I do like this moment where like they realize that they're like standing on replicator surface.
Yep.
That's pretty twisted.
Well, my question is like looking at the perfectly smooth surface, did the replicators eat everything on the planet first?
Yeah.
Or did they decide to wallpaper over the Asgard architecture?
I suspect they
Like-
consumed all of it.
Yeah.
So they suggest that it goes down for a while.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming the core of the planet is still the core of the planet.
Yeah.
Just everything else.
Oh,
is
completely
staying.
through and through? No.
Yeah,
because the
definitely
planet
not.
wasn't made of metal.
No. Also, it would like really mess with like the mass of the planet and like the gravitational pulls and everything.
Yeah,
If you start
that's true too.
messing with that.
Yeah, it would. It really would. It'd make it more heavy.
Watch your step. Standing on replicators is pretty weird.
Yeah. And look at the dirt. They've been there for a while.
Okay, so keep an eye out on these like cobwebs. Like they're covering the stairs in an apparently like super advanced like replicator construction.
The brick has never made
So,
sense.
but if there's nothing left on the planet, where did the spider webs come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just air, I would
Oh,
think. Cobwebs.
doggy.
Doesn't that just come from like
No, there'd
Like
have
a
to be
dust
spiders
they come from
somewhere.
critters?
Spiderwebbing.
They always come from
Yeah.
critters? Cobwebs?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I don't
because
understand
it's
where
a
the
web,
brick comes
it's
But
from.
it wasn't
a
just
web.
dust, it was
You know,
yeah,
it comes from
humans.
well, the what planet were we just on in Cure? It's the same chunks of set.
Oh,
yes.
yes, gotcha.
Oh, there's an ice cream thing going on in the chat now. Everyone wants ice
Oh.
cream. Everyone's like, should have
Sorry.
anticipated this. Got no ice cream. I know it's winter and I want ice cream. I actually might go out after this episode to go get some ice cream.
I had
I
some
think we should
yesterday
do
for
it
the first
and
time in a
report
while.
back.
Oh no, guys, we're not going to be done. We're not going to be done in time to go get ice cream. No, I'm going to get it tomorrow.
Aw.
Cry.
So more importantly, so Patrick Curry
Oh,
He
yes.
makes his first
He sure
Stargate
does.
appearance as
Prettiest
Fifth.
bad guy.
And he'll become a very familiar face in the franchise. So he appears in 6 episodes, including memorable roles as Shaka in Enemy Mine and Eamon in Space Race.
Iman.
And this is actually, see, I say Eamon because we've got an Australian swimmer.
Oh, get to your
And
point.
he pronounces it Eamon.
Yeah,
Anyway, so
oh,
this is
yeah,
actually
we're the
the
same.
beginning of a significant arc for this character Fifth. He becomes an important recurring villain. And I think before landing the role of Fifth, Patrick had actually auditioned for about 30 different Stargate roles. And Peter
Wow.
DeLuise kept telling him, you nail every audition, but none of these roles are you. And
Yeah.
like after taking a break from the Stargate auditions, he almost turned down the 5th audition
Wow.
because he was so, he was just sick of the rejection.
He doesn't appear enough in this show. He's only here
That's
in like
true.
what, 3, 4 episodes, if you call it that. 3?
So he's in what did I say? 6.
Shows?
But not as fifth. He's in
Right.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 episodes
Yep.
all up. So that's, as we said, I think earlier, Ian Buchanan as first. So this is his only Stargate appearance, and soap fans might know him from General Hospital, which is coincidentally the same show where IDA started his career. And he's also from The Bold and the Beautiful and Twin Peaks. And a little bit of irony, Christina Copeland plays second, and this is actually her second Stargate episode. So she previously popped up as the waitress in Upgrades.
Ah. Oh, yeah.
And we've got beautiful Tamo there, and he plays third. So as we know, he became famous later on as Hilo in Battlestar Galactica. And fans on Reddit thought that his casting was a bit ironic because he goes from playing a human form replicator to later fighting against human robot hybrids,
impregnating a Battlestar version of a replicator. It's awesome.
Exactly.
I loved that thought
This
that
is so
O'Neill
cool.
went through where he's like, and then he waits a beat and then he just starts nailing them.
Because their projectile weapons have worked so effectively against replicators in the past, but these guys they're not even bothered.
Every other time we do this to the human form replicators, they have to go through a cycle where they clean themselves. But that didn't happen here.
Yeah,
I really
they had that
wanted them
weird
to
moment.
I wanted them to yawn.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
This is boring. This is not doing anything to us.
Raj Rither made a really good joke earlier when we were saying, well, why are there cobwebs appearing? There shouldn't be any webs, like spiders make webs. And he went, could it be replicator webbing?
It could be.
Excellent.
True, because they are
Excellent.
kind of like spiders, aren't they?
Yeah.
It could be a nod to them.
Also, they shoot out that weird acid. What if that weird,
it could be left as
what if it was
residue.
Good point.
Exactly.
I love that.
Damn you, Raj.
So they're just being bored waiting on this planet. So they just shot out some acid to make webs.
The whole chat's trying to find me at a Tesco that's close enough that's open, but all of them close at 4 p.m. Even the gas station ones. And I'm like, guys, I don't have any options.
You don't have any 24-hour gas stations?
No, we do, but you can self-do it because we all do it ourselves at the machine. You just put the money and do it.
So
and
you
that's
can't go
okay,
in.
So
There's
you
no
can't go
lobbies
into the
open.
actual shop.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you not have any truckers over there that need supplies in the middle of the night? Do you guys
If
do
they
anything
do,
like that?
they can go somewhere else, not this
Okay.
one. There's one
Okay.
Where
half
you
an hour
are,
down
you
the
mean?
road.
Okay, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Oh,
Not in
because I was going
general.
to say, because even in Australia, we have 24-hour servos. We've got a 7-Eleven, but I think
Yeah, there are
some point,
some, but
He is
no.
so
at some
evil.
point, you kind of need permission
that
to enter
smile.
the building. But
Yeah.
he does a really good job. In
He's
this episode.
so hot and conniving.
He's very charming.
Yeah, that's why he was so good in
also
Columbo.
maniacal.
Yes. Oh god, Fifth, you're so pretty. His one little strand of curly hair there. Oh, so pretty.
Here we go.
Here comes the brain fondles.
It just looks painful.
That's a cool shot.
This
It
is very cool.
Yeah.
Not a lot going on in here, is there?
Need to be more lights on.
Yeah.
I love that.
Static on the screens.
I love that.
Yeah, there's nothing happening.
Yeah.
I always
you know
said
what?
if there was anything going on inside of Jack's
Wait,
brain, it
we're
would be a
making the same joke.
cartoon.
Yeah, I was thinking one of the monitors back there should all have The Simpsons playing. That's what
Yeah,
should be
exactly.
happening.
They really
Funny.
should.
Yeah.
I don't think
So,
Fox would have had that for cheap.
No.
We missed a bit of a technical goof.
Oh.
So first mentions Jack's iris code containing a
Yes.
0, but GDOs only have 9 keys. They
I
don't
sure
have a 0.
do. I would
Oh,
think
dear,
that
Stargate.
that they would have zeros. I would think that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're about to see some recycled footage from Cold
Mhm.
Lazarus in a second.
Oh no, here
And
we
this
go.
is-
I
I
hate when they
totally
bring it
believe
back.
this is what they would use on him.
The way his eyes
absolutely.
look
It'd be
so
his strongest
hurt in a
memory.
moment.
Yeah.
The pain, it's such a subtle, painful look, but the way RDA does it right here is excellent. Look at that. It's like he's just completely,
Yeah.
he's back there again.
That's like touching a lightning bolt.
Yeah,
Here we go.
we're back.
You will relive your son's death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awful.
So he's just compliant at this stage.
I'd love to like relive something nice if I was a good boy.
Mm.
Like, if like be rewarded with, I don't know, if I was him making out with Sam, I guess that'd be nice.
That would take a while.
We are in a time dilation bubble, so
Sure
Yeah.
are.
okay. So guys, if we're talking like about mind probing value for money, Tilk is
no.
clearly the best deal here. Like one mind probe gets you both Tilk and Junior's genetic memory. So
Mm.
come
Do you
on.
think that they went and probed Junior as well?
I don't-
And he was like, he was
they would-
sitting there squealing
He
away.
doesn't possess it. They would have to like probe the mind of the symbiote, if that's even possible.
I would love that. It would be
Yep.
very entertaining.
It would be.
Yeah. But God knows
Also-
if it's any of it's out, how much of it's still not out of date.
Yeah.
That's true. So poor Jonas like really can't catch a break because he's still trying to find his place in the team, and now he's being dumped on the floor like refuse.
Yeah, they got
like, he's literally
chairs.
on the floor and they've got chairs.
Yep.
There are chairs up front, aren't
We
there?
got one friggin'
Yeah.
planet out of you, and it's from the 1950s. You get the floor, not the chairs at the
Yeah.
front of the bridge.
You can see Jonas's back slightly. It's just the other side of the comp. There he is.
There he
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, would be my reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, the headache.
Everyone else got up pretty calmly. He's the one that's like freaking out the most. Yeah, but didn't you get fifth? So you got like, you're going to get all the nice ones.
Well,
You
she
get to
doesn't
share
have
his
fifth
mind.
yet.
No, but I'm so excited. It's going to be so cute.
37 hours ship time. Wow. That's a long time to explore. I would really have to
really is.
pee.
Yeah. Yeah. What the hell?
Well, they might have done that in what they're wearing.
Sure. But they would be
Yeah.
probably be complaining about that. It's like, I got to
Yeah,
change
I
of
would.
clothes. Jack would be.
With my IBS, oh my God, it'd be a party. Holy crap. Literally. Absolutely no.
So Thor's staying in contact with them.
With the time dilation? All right.
Yeah. Watch this walkthrough. I think this is like the first true walkthrough of the ship.
They're really good at walkthroughs in this show. I do love it. Because they go in, camera turns, and they rearrange things a little bit, and then
Yep.
I'm going to take the elevator.
yeah. No, you'll be too dead to care.
So I guess they just rotated the elevator set.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I'd say so. There's a lot of corridors in this
Yeah. How does he
Doesn't
know where
seem
he's
like-
going?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, darling.
Okay, then.
So, an interesting story about this scene. So, I believe it's actually what Patrick Curry used to audition for Fifth. And at first, he was playing the character too alien-like, and then a friend gave him some great advice. Sort of start from love as Fifth's core emotion, knowing that the betrayal was coming, and kind of
So
like
sweet.
work
So
towards
cute.
that. So, I think that insight not only helped him understand the character better, but it also landed him the role.
He's a puppy. Look at him.
I was literally going to call him a puppy. So, like, his whole look, I think, is perfect for Fifth. Like the innocent eyes, the
He's supposed to
boyish
be, yeah.
features, and that curly hair.
He's just
And
so
I think
adorable.
They really cast someone who like physically embodied Fifth's like childlike nature. And I
He's
think that's what makes the betrayal at the end sit
cockapoo.
so much harder. And you can't like help but feel like we just crushed like the
We
galaxy's
made the
most
wrong
trusting
choice.
puppy.
Exactly.
Patrick agrees. Patrick says, had they trusted him, he
Yes.
believes that Fifth would have been completely on board to help them.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
It
Damn
wasn't
you, Jack!
deception at
Second
all.
replicator.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. Honestly, like I don't feel like everything that Fifth does. I'm like, yeah, man. I get it. The fact that he like doesn't kill Sam and like and lets her go in season 8 at the beginning. That man really loved.
Yeah, he
like he
did.
loved her in a creepy
Yeah.
way, but he did.
Well, that's all he knew.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I think the one of the perks of being a replicator would be the ability to design furniture on the fly to accommodate all your dinner
Yeah.
guests.
Yeah.
Look at all the bullet holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice lanterns, though.
Yeah.
So I think I was going to say as well, like when they said that he feels almost human, like Viv feels almost human. So you actually said in one of your interviews about this episode, like exploring what makes us human, and the irony is pretty brutal because we end up betraying Fifth precisely because he was the most human-like of all the replicators.
Yeah.
Pretty hardcore.
That's what hurts me the most is that they took advantage of him. The one thing that made him good
Of his
and made
humanity.
they took his humanity and used it against him. It's so messed up.
It's so sci-fi.
And that's what like Daniel did with Reese. He was like he used her humanity to try and like pull her over to their side, and then Jack shoots. Damn you, Jack! Just I'm getting so annoyed. Damn Jack! Christ!
This is like Tomo's only speaking part. So.
Well, don't worry. He's about to get 4 seasons of Battlestar Galactica.
Yes. And he didn't think that his character would last beyond the miniseries.
He wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to die, and then they went, "Oh, let's
but
carry
everyone
on."
was like, "What's going to happen with Hilo?"
Yeah, I love the Caprica
rewrote him
story.
back in. Yeah,
I thought it was so good. So
I actually, his story was like one of my favorites in Battlestar. So correction, you'll go 5th as an army, not go 4th as an army.
Ha 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 ha. Good shot of all of them.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. Natural selection is actually very interesting. I love that this is called unnatural selection because it's obviously a play on that.
Yep.
Yes. Well, I think it's kind of ironic that they named the most human-like replicator 5th, because considering First sees humans as like inferior animals, and in the Bible, the 5th day is when God created all the animals. I don't know if this is like intentional or not, but I kind of find the symbolism really interesting.
Wow.
I do enjoy when things relate back to religion, because obviously it's like there's so much there's so many interesting connections. Like if I were to go for like the Halo games, they are very based on like religion in terms of like the titles of stuff. And I always found the connections really cool because you can find all the different connections to the Bible in names and stuff. And this, I'd love for that to be the case. Even if it's not, what a great connection you've found.
Well, God created man on the 6th day. So I would have thought that that if they were going for kind of that they would go for 6th. But,
maybe, but he's a golden retriever. He's a cockapoo.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, he's a cutie patootie.
He is a cockapoo.
Yeah, I thought poodle because of the hair, but then cocker spaniel because of all the energy. So I was like cockapoo
and the loyalty.
Yeah. My friend's got a cockapoo nightmare. Adorable nightmare. You know, he's getting better.
Just eat the raw food sitting there. Well, there are some
Ben and Jerry's. Yeah,
that's true, and some MREs. So
yeah, I think there's like a cabbage. It could be lettuce, and I think there's like a bag of potatoes or something. It's just like something that you wouldn't typically like bite into. But you know, replicators don't know that.
Gecko Fett said 5th, like 5th race reference.
Yeah, that could be too.
Yeah,
as well. Yeah.
Oh, see, he's like a virgin. He hasn't done it before.
Like a virgin.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Patrick just brings such like vulnerability and innocence to this role.
Evie,
Like,
write a
I
fan
think
fiction,
he
please.
called it one of his most emotionally connected roles ever.
I
And
love
I
it.
think you can really see why the character resonated with fans so much, because he makes Fifth feel so like genuinely pure and
Raw.
trusting.
Yeah.
And he doesn't shove his hand in her head.
No,
They
he
just,
doesn't.
They
He
just
touches
connect,
her.
touch heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want a fan fiction of Fifth. I would like to read a
I'm sure
book
there's a
about
lot out there.
the story of like Fifth. I'd love a book like that. Someone recommend me a book that's like this. I love depressed robots. It makes
Betrayal.
me sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all Battlestar Galactica is. It's just, betrayal and robots.
I love
but it
how
gets,
like
oh, I love this.
robots getting betrayed, yeah, makes you feel more human.
Yeah. Yeah. It really does. They're my favorite storylines of everything. I've got a bunch of sad robot books on my shelf that I'm scared to dive into, but damn will I cry.
Mm.
Oh, God, he's so sweet. Ugh.
But this corner of my mind is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Oh, honey. You're the next part of the unnatural selection.
Yeah.
He's like the Reese, he's got good.
He
in
is
him.
like Reese. So, I think I mentioned before that I had to pause a few times when I was watching this episode yesterday because I couldn't stomach watching it one block at a time, like pun intended. And like it just makes me so sad.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it again a second time in 24 hours.
Honestly.
I'm gonna have to watch a palate cleanser later.
Yeah. Maybe some Below Deck.
Yeah, something trashy. Yes.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Evie, I don't know if you've watched it yet, but have you seen Rivals on Disney Plus with
No.
David Tennant? Oh, Evie, you'd love it. It's so good.
I do love David Tennant.
It's amazing. I think it's everything that you and I would love out of TV. Go watch it.
Okay, thank you for
That
the
replicator
recommendation.
chair.
Yes.
It was kind of like the Prometheus.
So he went back to the ship and grabbed the mechanism. There it is.
Only a few minutes till the end. This is terrible.
Yeah.
He didn't really need that much convincing, did he?
He just trusted her immediately.
He did. Or he just sees them as being, the same. He just wants to help them out.
Honestly, I hate it. Why would the writers do this?
Oh, it does not get easier to watch.
The way that he gets like done in again, like the way he makes Replicata, and like he left that betrayal in her when he made her, and so she does it again, but more evil.
So, Darren Sumner made a great observation about Jonas in his Gay World review, where Daniel would have been outraged by Jack's behavior of Fifth.
Yes.
Jonas just observes it. And I think it really shows how differently these two characters like approach moral dilemmas.
Where is Daniel for this? He'd be there being like, what the hell are you doing? This is a good man. That's my son. I love him. He's just so baby. I just love him. I just want to squeeze his cheeks.
So the last time Jack did this 3-finger signal was to mess with Senator Kinsey, pretending to count letters while basically flipping him off. But this time it's just so much more heartbreaking.
I hate this. He's just so baby girl coded. I'm so obsessed with him. This is just so upsetting.
Oh, I love Patrick.
He deserves better. He's just so pretty. He's just... Honestly, I'm sick and tired of replicator betrayals.
He was staring right at it. I don't know how he didn't see it. I suppose she was blocking him.
I think she was blocking it, yeah.
Like,
and he's just standing there like a good soldier.
He could open it up and look at it and know,
Also, I think Sam just left her jacket there.
She did?
Oh, well, she didn't.
There was a military jacket on the floor.
Well, he's gonna probably be smelling it for the next like, how many years, crying, stuck in the time dilation field.
That's funny.
He's probably gonna grab a hair off the jacket and then use it to create his future Sam.
Oh, so I've got like a whole bunch of notes to try and cram into the
No,
next few
God, you don't
minutes.
have much time.
So my
Cram.
problem with
know.
this ending is that the replicators around the ship don't clamp onto the landing clamps.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Keep
That's
them
a
from
good
flying
point.
off.
That's
Maybe
your
they're not
issue,
live?
Yeah.
Maybe they're not live.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're dead.
Well, they'll have to be alive at some point.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
It would have been a great effect to watch them have to sever the clamps in order to get the ship off the ground.
It reminds me of like Atlantis, Beyond My Sins Remembered, when the big blob is like reaching out and all the
exactly.
replicated blobs attacking.
Yes.
Too much CGI, I think, for them to do.
Oh no, it's coming. So, David, I think you noticed something fascinating about this final scene, like the look on Fifth's face.
Yep.
Isn't just disappointment or anger. It's the first time he's ever experienced betrayal.
Yep.
And as Patrick puts it, it's basically just raw emotion and he doesn't know how to process it. And I think Joe Malozzi said that he particularly loved the image of the replicators being trapped in
This
that
is a
time
great
dilation
scene.
bubble.
Yeah, look how
like
cool this
forever
is.
reaching, and he said that it ranks in the top 10 controversial Stargate moments for
Oh,
him.
I think it's
Yeah.
higher than that.
Yeah. So good. The way that he's like the first is looking at him with like a fatherly, like you silly boy kind of
Yep.
moment.
So Joe Malozzi called this the Ragnarok of the Asgard Replicator War, and he practically Ragnarok, and he particularly loved how the episode handles Jack's betrayal of Fifth. Like it's not just about whether Jack made the right decision. It's about like how even the right decisions can have devastating consequences. And that's what makes Stargate so special. It's like sometimes there's just no easy answers. Like it's gonna suck either way.
It's like foreign policy for countries.
Exactly.
There are no good decisions. There are bad decisions and there are really bad decisions. Yeah.
If they brought him home or like let him go, no one would have ever let him do anything. You know, it's funny because the Tok'ra were able to exist. You know, they were Gould and now they're like free, and then the Jafar the same. But for some reason, because it's a machine, the replicators don't get that same level of like, hey, they can change. They always see them as programming that's evil, and that will always upset me.
So here's a thoughtful point from Reddit. Given what happened with Reese, can you really blame Jack for not trusting another artificial being? Like, who's to say that the other replicators couldn't just reset Fifth, like we later see in Atlantis?
Yeah, that's the thing.
And there was this really interesting poll on Reddit about, what fans would have done in SG1's position. And out of 200 voters, 99 agreed with leaving Fifth behind.
Only half.
57 would have saved him, and the remaining 17 weren't sure what they'd do.
Where was this poll?
And I think it was on Reddit.
Wow.
And I think, David, I love what you said about this sort of showing the strength of Stargate, how our heroes sometimes have to make awful choices for the greater good, and not every solution gets to be so clean and neat.
That's it.
And also, on a lighter note, someone on Reddit did the math on the whole mission timing, and apparently the whole thing only took 50 minutes Earth time, so they wondered if SG1 still got paid for a full day.
Oh dear. We get paid for this, right? I love that quote from Daniel when he comes back. He's like, we get